I'm staring at that barrel, and a young buck blare, yo, 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 what's the problem? Don't you know I take away your life's apparel? And I'm like, I have no beef. I have no quarrel. But I never knew death could be so narrow-minded. I'm blinded by the face of my 5-year-old. Come on, man, I'm supposed to pick her up tomorrow. I realized then within earshot of having my own tombstone and getting buried under dirt, earthworms, and all that gravel, any profound act became shallow. So like the bullet, the chamber, the barrel, the hammer, the black handle, the hand wrapped around it, the one who wants to blast it, its master, you are also audible. But here lies the trouble, that you're also deaf to tears or sorrow as they fall into the casket. Los llantos of every parent, punctured walls by drunk fists, voices cracking, question being asked, who did it, how'd it happen? A few of us rapping Wu-Tang's classic. After the laughter, I guess, come the tears. The time of death, the breaking news, the breakdown of everyone in the waiting room, the coat slamming against the emergency room doors. Mother over the phone, me lo mataron, they killed my boy. Me lo mataron, they killed my boy. Me lo mataron, they killed my boy. And here lies the struggle, that I'm staring at that barrel, and a young buck blare, yo, 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 what's the problem? Don't you know I take away your life's apparel? And I'm like, I have no beef. I have no quarrel. Pero ¿qué te pasa, hermano? ¿Por qué estás bravo? You remind me of reasons of amor. Amor, my asphalt gallery, education reform, more peace, less war. History of the young laws and Black Panther, Jose Jimenez and Fred Hampton. More chapters, more captains. Reason to invite every weapons manufacturer. Lockheed and Martin, British Aerospace, Boeing. Every weapons arms, either France, Germany, Russia, China, the United Kingdom, of course, the United States, to an open forum just like this so you can listen to our plight. But like the bullet, the chamber, the barrel, the hammer, the black hand on the hand wrapped around it, the money dressed in blood behind it, the one who would kill each and every one of you just to sell it. Not my master, not your master, not our master. You're also audible. And here lies the problem, that you're also deaf. So how would you ever hear the end of my poem that I'm staring at the barrel and a young man is screaming at the top of his lungs of who and what he would kill for? And I'd be lying to you if I told you I wasn't frightened. So I'm like, it's cool, man. Ain't got no beef, man. Trying to get to the crib. Don't gangbang. Please don't shoot. I have a shorty, man. I gotta pick up my daughter tomorrow. Please don't shoot. He listened. Let us go. And as we drove off, I realized within earshot, always lies another tomorrow. Thank you. Now here we are. Why did this start? When will it end? Every day allí con las viejas asking the same question. Las madres with the same concern. Las hijas falling in love with the same problem. Every day allí con los viejos pondering the same question. Los padres tired from a long day at work. Los hijos infatuated with that same street corner. Over and over they meditate over a sopa of why did this start and when will it end? The city of Chicago. Fullerton's a street. A social experiment, a street labyrinth, an urban board game. For fat cap politicos to transform, gentrify, and exterminate. Minimum wage, dirt in fingernails, no shame to work as janitors, factory workers, maids, servants, bellhops, dishwasher classes. This is the old school, the grit, the grind. No guts, no glory. Have you seen it? Have you heard of it? Do you know when it did start? Will it ever end? Well, let me take you on the journey into the halls of Fullerton and other streets and other barrios, before there was dance crews, before we were cruising. If you have time, te lo cuento. Como si fuera my own story. A no guts, no glory tale that longs to be tall, but wrapped in the breakdown of integrity, a size too small. Déjame decirte lo que está pasando por aquí, chico. Cállate, hombre, que they don't like talkers around here. Now come for a joyride with Puerto Rican immigrants, migrants, Latino migrants that sailed in a wave of Chicago ambition. Los tomateros, who made their claim on the East Coast, now have found their way to the heart of 1940 Chicago, industrial district. Allí, nuestra gente look for opportunity, lined the golden streets. Streets are lined with oro here. Early bird catches the worm, compadre. A better life for la familia. This is my space. This is my corner. Que empieza aquí, no aquí. So after years of hard labor and ahorros, well, ya tú sabes that when we looking, we also claiming. Because what unnatural course would we take if our ancestors took stock without considering to build on the property? How was to build on our identity if we couldn't close to our home barrio? I ain't saying, I'm just saying that in the golden age of the 50s, because it took 10 years, okay? After creating La Clark, La Madison, La División, La North Avenue, La Armitage, in other words, La Comunidad, they took notice of our growth, our expansion. So of course, as history has shown us, when we expand too fast, procreation leads to elimination of the comunidad. When we multiply, others divide us, mi gente. Around this time, thousands of Puerto Ricans, Latinos are displaced. La Madison and La Clark are destroyed by city developers. Or how I like to call them, gentrification is headed by Old Man Delhi with his urban renewal project. Condos to a university village is born while we are torn. We are poor, without assistance, without guidance, without a place for our youth, the future. I mean, they depended on the YMCA. And they knew that, but they didn't care. It wasn't their concern. So our youth, our future gave birth to the hardcore street gangs, unsupervised youth, destabilizing hope. Why did this start and when will it end? A manifestation, a structured organization, a battle cry. A human rights movement. The young lords have transformed to that movement, posting on the corners, peddling education as the new drug. Equality joins justice hand in hand, walking through la comunidad, drunk off a new and better tomorrow. Though these are the best of times, they ain't the worst of times, fool. The rebirth of the brotherhood of Latinos in Chicago has stabilized hope, supervised the youth. Yes, bloody, yes, messy, but ours. Built on the backs of our mothers, from the spines of our fathers. But the daily machine has instituted a war on gangs. We are the 70s. Empowerment for the Latinos isn't in the books. Too much power for a bunch of immigrants. Tomateros, Latinos, they clamored. So drugs and violence moves in, displacing education, equality, and justice. This invasion corrupted the movement back to hardcore street gangs, then becoming our community. Through the 80s and 90s, giving a key to the city to gentrification. Now here we are from where we were. Why did this start? When will it end? Every day allí con las viejas, asking the same questions. Las madres with the same concern. Las hijas falling in love with the same problem. Every day allí con los viejos, pondering the same questions. Los padres tired from a long day at work. Los hijos infatuated with the same street corners. From 18th Street in Pilsen to 47th Street in New York to Calle 8 Miami. We share the same struggle, the same stories. No matter where you come from, we have a Fullerton experience. What is yours? These hands have sculpted the cosmos. These hands have strategically placed diagrams of luminaries across the vastness of this universe. These hands have hovered over endless waters, brought forth earth to mesh with everlasting seas. These hands have cupped soil to bring man to life. These hands have surgically removed the spiritual rib to create another soul significantly for compassion, companionship, loving camaraderie. These hands have slapped dragons from heaven to disgracefully blindside innocence residing on fertile land. These hands have coiled around forbidden fruits to deceive women, then Adam. These hands have passed on measurements to construct a covenant to encrust colors of a holy spectrum. These hands have made promises. These hands have leaned on mountains as crutches, etched on stone tablets more than commandments. These hands have lectured, lent, lowered its imprints to ancient Sumer, given life to the loins of Abraham and Sarai. These hands have passed on to legends, slain monsters, Leviathan, gods, paganism, giants, Goliath, crowned kings, David, Solomon, Saul, Herod, Nebuchadnezzar. These hands have brought down with great ferocity pharaohs and its dynasties. These hands have resurrected ancient edifices, pyramids with Akhenaten, every Ramsey, Tutankhamun have presided. These hands have sheltered, these hands have never withered. These hands are forever constant. These hands have divided sacred directions. These hands have separated 4 seasons. These hands have made the longest day and the shortest night. These hands have healed the wicked. These hands have cured the ill. These hands have betrayed. These hands have been nailed to the horizontal lumber that crossed to make the crucifix. These hands have wiped away the concoction of bloody sweat off brows. These hands have persecuted, murdered, embellished, corroborated to keep the truth from seeing the light of day. These hands have been around before skulls and bones. These hands belong to nature, the masons, triple darkness where there is no sun. These hands have held rain for Hannibal. These hands have held sword for Genghis Khan. These hands have been the iron fist of Hitler, Stalin, Churchill, Tony Blair, Mao Zedong, Kim Jong-un, Bush 1 and Bush 2. These hands have been bloody knuckles who have fought for justice. Pancho Villa, Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, Jose Chacha Jimenez, Simón Bolívar, César Augusto Sandino. These hands have fingers that balled up to make a fist, to rise high to the sky as Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Nelson Mandela, Fred Hampton, Tupac Shakur, Christopher Wallace. These hands have manufactured prescription drugs, illegal drugs. These hands have built weapons, from the slingshot to an AK-47, a semi-automatic gun. These hands have made the hydrogen bomb, the atom bomb, biochemical warfare. These hands have sold out when the exchange of money, drugs happened between hustlers and the young. These hands have shown hate with its longest finger. These hands have blessed bottles of the devil's elixir. These hands have shaken those of fathers, reached out for love from mothers. These hands have made promises to never lay a hand on women. These hands have been drunk of ignorance, intoxicated with arrogance. These hands have shoved away, I love you, have pushed away, I will never hurt you, have thrown away, you are everything to me. Now these hands, made of nerves, skin, bone, veins, arteries, blood, melanin, pigmentation, molecules, neutrons, protons, electrons, atoms, come together with fingers overlapping, begging for forgiveness, to wipe away tears from the corners of her eyes, down to her elegant jawline, to lift her chin, to brush away her bangs, to direct her focus on my words. I will never lay my hands on you, unless it is to make love to you, to place a ring on your finger, to cup your womb, to hold your hand as we turn the pages of the Holy Scripture, to adore, to cherish, to uplift, to take care of, to protect. These hands, like those from heaven, come from an eternal love. These hands are like no other, for now and forever. These hands are yours. They belong to you.